EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there and welcome. Hey, it's very, very difficult to say exactly what's going to happen with this AI, but let me tell you, it is serious. First of all, we're all experiencing a little bit of it. If you go to a doctor and want to speak to a nurse or someone, AI puts you through about 20 questions. Until recently, my big secret of AI is as soon as I know it's AI, I push 0 to talk to the operator and bypass all that. But now they've gotten even wise to that. So that doesn't exactly always work. We'll say, oh, what are you after anyway? Here is the list.
Right.
But for a while, pushing 0 for operator really did work. Anyway, I understand places like Amazon that are stocking shelves, removing things from shelves. They're not laying off people right and left, but they're reducing positions by attrition, saving money, and buying robots to both do the shelving and to remove certain barcode items from the shelf. And these AI robots seem to be doing a very good job. You don't need to be super skilled, just easily trained if you're a person to fill that position. And it's even easier to train an AI robot. Now, just think about it if you were the boss of Amazon. You don't need to pay sick time to robots. You don't need to pay vacation time. You don't need to pay health benefits to a robot doing the exact same thing as a human. And other than the initial purchase price and minimum expenses for repairs, not daily, but once in a great while, think how much more profitable AI robots are.
Yeah, the other thing too, Martha, is there's no contention with it.
That's right.
You know, when you have the different shift people or whatever, you know, there's always going to be the human factor enter into it.
You don't have bad remarks or people fighting one another.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for it.
There is.
And let me tell you, what just happened now in the news this week which is great, with United States Steel being the primary owner here and working with Japan's Nippon as a co-investor. Trump gave all the workers who are staying steadfast and are motivated and are working for this new company, he all gave them a $3,000 bonus. Let me tell you, you better really enjoy that $3,000 bonus, because there are going to be less and less and less and less bonuses in the future. Even McDonald's, they may not be laying people off, but they have fewer people that they are hiring and replacing, and people do their own orders on kiosk. They pay themselves on kiosk. Pay McDonald's on kiosk. And you are reducing human beings being hired. In our lifetime, including those born today, who may, not necessarily, a percentage of them won't, but may live to the year 2100, 21,000 that is, 80 years from now, you're going to see AL or AI, artificial intelligence, being about 30 to 50% of all employment, if you want to consider them employees. By that, I mean replacing employees. And let me tell you something. We are not, as a democracy, thinking well into the future, but other countries are, like China, India, even Europe. And let me tell you something. If that percentage of AI in manufacturing reaches close to 70, 80% by the year 2200, that's 200, just 180 years from now, believe it or not, our population on the planet, I'm not talking about the U.S., I'm talking about the entire planet, is going to be greatly reduced by 50 or 60% or more, because there are no jobs for anyone or everyone being born. Believe me, AI is becoming even a major part in medicine and in diagnostic medicine and practicing medicine. That's only on the threshold of starting to take that over. And do you know what's going to happen? What's predicted if this goes ahead as I'm saying? It may or may not. But if it does, by the year 23,000, there's going to, on this entire planet, there will be little more than 100 to 200,000, no, 2 million to 2 billion people on the entire planet, about the size of the United Kingdom. That's England, Ireland, and Scotland, will be employed on the entire planet. That's how fast AI can grow. I am not saying he thought this or it happened, but I won't put it past him. I'm just thinking now, maybe one of the reasons Elon Musk by himself, without getting politically involved with anyone, Republicans, Democrats, countries, what have you, is so focused on making sure some humans can land on Mars and survive, and possibly other planets. He really sees this planet collapsing. Not now, but in 200, 300, 400 years, if this AI goes as planned and some of the craziness going on of trying to eliminate certain governments, getting rid of democracy or anything else, anything along those lines is possible. And maybe Elon Musk, the smartest and wealthiest person on this planet, is making sure that there will be survivorship of some humans and do his part in not eliminating mankind. I find that very, very, very interesting.
You know what's interesting about it, too, as well, Martha, if you saw the movie Oppenheimer, and taking for granted that it was true, a lot of the stuff that was in it was true, I remember a scene where Einstein was back at Princeton, and he was an older man at the time, and they had just gotten through with the atomic bomb, and he turned around and said, you know, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
That's right.
So it's a lot of people think the same thing about the AI, just because it's there. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of positives to it, and they had a lot of positives that people said with the atomic bomb, but look how that played out. and is playing out every day. I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of the countries fight about, too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's a funny thing. You know what made me even think of this? I was watching 9 o'clock at night on our cable channel. We have Star Trek every night. My husband loves it. I'm not a fan of it. To me, the action is too slow, and I don't really sit there and enjoy every minute like he does. But even this week and last week, and these are repeats from 10, 20 years ago, before we even knew about Elon Musk. Star Trek was saying, you know, we have to have survival up here at the locations we are landing. And not all locations have to be on Earth. We've got to expand ourselves. And almost the exact same thing. We want our generation, meaning mankind, we want our generation to survive, not be blown up. And that struck me then, and this Star Trek, my God, that's like 20 years old. And they're showing all these repeats.
It's even older than that, Martha.
Or even up to 40 years.
I think it's older than that.
And they are, and lo and behold, they're right on watching what's happening to AI today.
Mm-hmm.
So this obviously is not my idea. It may not even be Elon Musk's idea. We're going back 40 years to writers of TV serials, and the same topic has come up, and it's almost like now we're putting it in practice. You see, a good example with this AI is right now, AI has nothing to do with stainless steel. What it does have to do with is slowly getting more educated AI robots to replace people, and that will be happening in time. So to the new employees of Nippon and U.S. Steel, believe me, enjoy this $3,000 bonus, because as they slowly replace robots, besides benefits, do not get bonuses and have no idea what it means. So things like that are going to be eliminated, and skilled people are literally going to be competing with skilled robots. And I'm not happy about that. And don't be wishing it, and don't be laughing about it. Congress has a lot to do in thinking of the future. They're thinking of the next 2 years, maybe 4 years if we're lucky. They're not thinking the next 50, 100, 200 years like China is, and like even Europe is. We need to join the generation, and we also need to expand our Space Force so that we're around the next 200 years. And we have to think of imaginative things, just like AI was imaginative. We have to dream up imaginative programs to keep AI in its place, just like human beings in their place, disciplined. When we really have got to face this. And because we don't have to face it today and tomorrow, we put it on a back shelf, an upper shelf. That is wrong. They should be creating things right now, like Elon Musk is trying to create things. He's not perfect either, even though he may be number one on the planet, but he has ideas for the distant future which we should all be developing. Not only our grandkids, even our great-grandkids. My grandson is already formed in many of his ideas and stuff. We can hope that as soon as he gets married and he has kids, great-great-grandkids, maybe we can make them think a little differently, and ones after that think a little differently, to have this survival and to be able to control AI. Yes, control AI. That is so important. Another example of AI, and I see McDonald's is not firing people, but as their older employee population retire, they are not replacing human beings. They're replacing them with kiosks, and also, in addition to kiosks, they even have robotics starting to appear to wash the floor and clean up. Believe it or not, it is amazing. So it's happening right in front of our own eyes, and please, let's start thinking. We have to develop our military that way too. We're starting to with all these non-manned drones who know how to kill specific things and people and items. So we'll see what happens with all of this, but let's take it seriously, and when we vote, be very careful what we vote for. Money in your pocket now may be money lost in the future. So when you talk to your congressman, think things over before you have a concrete opinion. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back before you know it. So stick with us. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, and bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and lots more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our Memorial Savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including another 10% off on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture in stock or special orders. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts, and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Big news, Treasure Coast. Your favorite mortgage team just got even better. Introducing the same trusted faces you know and love, now with Union Home Mortgage.
Hi, this is Shannon Pohl.
Hi, this is Lucy Cranker.
And these high-producing team members bring decades of experience, unwavering honesty, and hearts of gold to every home loan. And here's the best part. Same local processing, underwriting, and appraisers you rely on. Contact Union Home Mortgage.
Visit us online at shannonCpohl.com
and LucyCranker.com.
Well, hi, and welcome back. Hey, this is very, very, very interesting as a topic, and there are plenty of places where robotic activity is a very good thing. In surgery, for example, and real fine neurosurgery, literally splitting nerves, something like a robotic surgeon can be far superior to a human and know exactly how to move and how to do the surgery. There are a lot of positive things that robots can do, from the very, very simple, like I said in the beginning, stocking shelves and removing items from shelves to be processed and so forth. They can be very accurate. They don't have to drop things or pick the wrong item. They have a very, very good, accurate track record on reading barcodes. So there are places for them, but not every place is for them, and they're not the rave of the future in every sense of the word. There's a place for them, and they're to be used wisely. They can be on robots, can be added to drones or something like that, but I am not sure that even that is a good spot, because robots are so expensive that just to quickly be shot down and lose not only the cost of the robot, but the cost of the drone too, makes it prohibitively expensive. So on that note, we've got to use what they're trying to use now, a lot of common sense. There are places for it, and there are places where it should not be developed. So I'm asking all of you to think this out. Yes, it's not a crisis today, but we're aiming for one. Think about what I just said, what robots and AI should be used for and what they should not be used for, and why. And if you can write to all your different congressmen and senators and have a say while they don't go hog wild one way or the other, I think is very important. Let's be on top of this. Think it over when we like it, like AI, when it's useful and when it is not. So on that note, everybody start thinking and write to your congressman. And I will see you next week.